this, record on this, 5 hours on the H1, and record on this. Everything's recording. Yeah, baby. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Planet FPL, the world where everything revolves around Fantasy Premier League. But right now, we are locked down, James.
Unfortunately, so.
Yesterday, did you stream it there yesterday?
I did, yeah.
So
someone had to put some content out. No,
exactly. Since we recorded last together on Monday, everybody on lockdown for 3 weeks.
Yeah, very difficult situation. How are you feeling about things? Do you want to cover it at all?
I think the economy is still like retail and stuff being tanked like this is really difficult for a lot of businesses. I spoke to our accountants yesterday, and he just felt deflated. I spoke to another friend of mine who used to be our accountants that I've got a good relationship. He's got an accountancy practice as well. Like everybody was so deflated, demoralized. Everyone was just very, and I think that's the feeling. And I've got my wife at home with 2 kids trying to homeschool them, and she's doing an amazing job of like timetabling and getting to do work, but they're driving her mad, absolutely driving her mad. And it's been 2 days.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Harry's not driving me mad. It's her.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Do you know what?
She's fine.
This my wife was indoors. She's been indoors for like 2 days, give or take, right? And she was like, I need to get out of the house. I'm going to Co-op to go and buy some fruit. I was like, of all the things you need to do or want to do, you're just going to get fruit is like a luxury, like a real escape now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, luxuries are just off the table, mate. I think this is mine and yours luxury at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
sitting down to do this.
I'm quite looking forward to a little bit of a quiz on a Wednesday morning. So
good.
This is our quiz, which is going to be a weekly occurrence whilst there's obviously no football. And I love a quiz, mate. So I'm excited. You are the quiz master.
Apparently, you ain't the quiz master of answers, are you?
Nah, I have a habit. If I create quizzes, I have a habit of making them too hard. So yeah, I'm not particularly a good quiz master.
I think it's capable for someone to get 20 out of 20 on this. Really? I'm not sure if anyone will, but I think if somebody remembers the season well enough, everything here is gettable.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, James, what's the topic of the quiz?
So it's 20 questions. The topic is on the 2001-2002 season. Everything relates to that season. So if I say which side or which Premier League club, it will mean which Premier League club from that year or anything like that. So everything relates to that season. The reason we've picked that particular season is a nod to our friends who are starting the Champ Man FPL game. So friend of the show, FPL tactician,
Andy.
Simple goal who I've got to speak to recently in FPL. James I've also spoken to. Friend of the show, Rob Pick, is the hidden man behind the Scout account that's trying to help in. You can register now. And if you want to play the game, I'd recommend doing that sooner rather than later because it's going to take them 24 hours to get sheets to you and then back in. And the game is going to launch Saturday. It's an FPL game based on a simulation from Championship Manager 2001-2002. They've already got over 600 entrants, which for just 3 guys on Twitter who put an idea together, it's a phenomenal response, and it's keeping people's interest in the community. I think it's a fantastic little initiative they put together.
Agreed, for sure. So 2001-2. Now you said that I would get none, right? Let me put it out there. Do you remember?
I don't think you'll get none.
Okay, but wait, I've got an excuse here. So I remember 2001 because that was the year that I turned 21. Yeah, I know I still look 21. So September 2001 was September the 11th.
This is correct, yeah.
Twin Towers. 4 days after that, I flew to Russia. So I studied French and Russian at uni, right? So being a Russian speaker. I lived the entire 2001-2 season from September to the end of the year in Russia. So my exposure to British football, like I was living in a different country. I was switched off from anything that was going on here.
You'll be pleased to know, Suj, half of these questions are on the Russian Premier League.
As long as it's about Voronezh United.
There's no Russian questions in here, mate.
Oh, mate.
Sorry, pal.
We shall try. Let's do it.
If you'd have said, I might have dropped one in, but it just would have been weird.
Nah. So, tell me.
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. Pens and papers at the ready. Question 1 has 2 answers. I will give you half a point for 1 correct answer, a full point for 2 correct answers. Chelsea bought 2 players from Barcelona in pre-season. Can you name them?
Chelsea bought 2 players from Barcelona in pre-season.
Half a point for one correct answer. 1 point for both correct answers. Chelsea bought 2 players from Barcelona in the summer before the 01-02 season. Can you name them?
What's question number 2, by the way?
This one I think you can get, and I think the majority can get. Which Premier League club began the campaign in a new stadium? Well, I feel like Suj went to write something down straight away there. Yep. Which Premier League club began the campaign in a new stadium?
I think I'm fairly confident with that, mate.
All right, okay. I worry when you're confident because you're normally so wide of the mark. Question 3 also has 2 answers. Again, I will do you half a point for 1 correct answer, a full point for both. After Sander Westerveld made a mistake late in a 2-1 defeat at Bolton, which 2 goalkeepers did Liverpool sign?
2001.
Yeah, you know the theme. Congratulations.
I don't remember back that far, mate.
After Sander Westerveld made a mistake late in a 2-1 defeat at Bolton, Liverpool bought 2 goalkeepers. Who were they? You don't have to necessarily even know the season, do you? Like, who played in goal for Liverpool?
I know loads. But
you don't know loads, or you know loads?
I know a few. I've put a few names down.
Just 2, please.
2. I'll just put 2, but yeah. Cool.
Question number 4. In September, England famously won 5-1 in Germany.
Correct.
Which English player made their competitive debut for England as a substitute? Obviously in that game.
It's going to be someone rubbish.
Question 4.
I was going to ask you for a clue on question. That was question 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, England won 5-1 in Germany in September. Which player came on and made their competitive England debut?
Are you allowed to hint the position, mate?
Really? It's not a goalkeeper.
Nah. All right, that's fine. That's some help.
Come on, man. It's one of England's most famous games ever.
Yep, next.
Question 5. Suj will appreciate it's multiple choice.
Oh, thank God.
Who was the Premier League's top goal scorer? A. Thierry Henry. B. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. C. Alan Shearer. D. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Who was the Premier League's top goal scorer in 01-02? A. Henry. B. Hasselbank. C. Shearer. D. Van Nistelrooy.
I know who I'm going to go with. There's a good chance I'm getting 0 here, James.
Yeah, I thought so, mate.
Question. Floyd was a player, wasn't he?
To be fair, mate, all four of them were players. Yeah. They all knew where the onion wag was.
Jimmy Floyd could hit a ball.
Jimmy didn't muck about. When it hit, it stayed hit. He used the lever the thing. Shearer was the same, wasn't he? Like, when he hit it like he meant to. Henry had power, but obviously
Henry was all about like pace and finishing, wasn't he? Getting in behind.
I think it was a little bit more than that, mate. I mean, and Van Nistelrooy was such a good goal scorer in front of goal. He could do nothing in a game but one chance and he'd score.
Bang. Number 6.
Question 6. In October, Liverpool manager Gerard Houllier was taken ill at halftime of a game against Leeds. Who stood in as manager for Liverpool while Houllier recovered? It was a period of around about 5 or 6 months, I think. So, who was caretaker manager for Liverpool while Gerard Houllier recovered from illness?
I have an answer for that. I remember.
Another nice England memory coming up. Question 7. David Beckham famously sent England through to the World Cup with a late free kick in a 2-2 draw with Greece at Old Trafford. Who scored England's other goal? David Beckham famously sent England through to the World Cup with a late free kick in a 2-2 draw with Greece. Who scored England's other goal?
Harry Kane?
Harry Kane is incorrect.
Oh, it's worth a guess, though, isn't it?
Had he played, I think we might have won.
I have no idea.
Question 8. And boy, this is the one that's going to cause Suj the biggest pain.
What? More than the ones that have already passed? You're going to love some of my answers to these. Like, I've answered questions with players that I don't even know what years they played, so I couldn't even figure out if they were like players in 2001.
You're going to come up with some random shit, aren't you? Like someone who played in the 80s.
Not 80s, but maybe I might be a little bit early for a couple of these.
Okay. Question 8. One of the crazier games of the season saw Charlton and West Ham draw 4-4 at the Valley on a Monday Night Football in November. Who scored a hat-trick in that game? Oh, look at the pain. He doesn't know it.
No, I haven't got a clue. Which team was it for?
I ain't telling you.
Okay.
One of the crazier games of the season saw Charlton and West Ham draw 4-4 at the Valley on a Monday Night Football in November. Who scored a hat-trick in that game? Question 9.
Yeah.
In December, the 10,000th Premier League goal was scored. Who got it?
The 10,000th goal, eh?
Yeah. I think the majority of people will know that.
Why would they know that? Was it celebrated particularly?
No, well, in the build-up to the game, the league was on 9,999 goals going into the weekend, and there was no like lunchtime fixture. So it was whoever scored first in the 3 o'clock game got it. And what I will say is, it was a very famous player that got it. It was an international player, although he wasn't an international anymore at this period. There you go. I'll give you that.
I got a name down.
Yeah, I think you'd get that.
Nah.
Yeah, it was one of them you either know or you're not.
Yeah. All right, next.
So question 9 was who got the 10,000th Premier League goal. Question 10. Aston Villa signed Peter Crouch for a reported 6.75 million, but who did they buy him from?
Aston Villa bought
Peter Crouch for a reported 6.75 million. Who did they buy him from?
He had plenty of clubs in his time.
Yeah, and I think the one that everybody forgets that he played for is Villa.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Spurs there for a second. Crouchy. All right. I'm going to put an answer down. It's probably wrong.
Question.
You know, if we do this quiz and I get all the answers wrong, we're going to lose listeners.
Not really, because I just think it just adds to the bants, mate.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay.
It's all right.
They're going to think they're just going to think I'm an idiot.
Don't get none, though, mate. But it'll just be
It's
funny.
2001 too. I'm going to get, as it stands right now, I've got 0.
But how can you know that? Have you got 10 answers?
I've got 10 answers. Can you? I'm going to need you to repeat number 7 again because of
I'll repeat all of them at the end.
And the only one I've got a chance on right now is number 5, and that's because it was multiple choice. Flipping Nora.
Right. Okay. I think you'll struggle with question 11 then, mate. I'm sorry.
Go on.
Who scored the winning goal for Blackburn in February's Worthington Cup final victory against Tottenham? Blackburn won 2-1. Obviously, which player got Blackburn's second goal in that Worthington Cup final victory against Tottenham in Cardiff? I was there. Boy, did it rain that day. Question 12, Suj.
Yes.
Is multiple choice. Which player had the most assists in that Premier League season? A. Dennis Bergkamp. B. Ryan Giggs. C. Robert Pires. D. Laurent Robert. Who had the most assists in the Premier League in 01-02? A. Dennis Bergkamp. B. Ryan Giggs. C. Robert Pires. D. Laurent Robert.
Right. I've got an answer. I've got an incorrect answer. It's fine. All right. Unlucky for some. Lucky number 13.
It was unlucky for someone as well. Who did David Moyes replace when he became Everton manager? Oh, Jesus, if you could see such his face.
Right. I've got someone down.
Who did David Moyes replace when he became Everton manager? Question 14 has 2 correct answers. Again, half a point for 1 correct, 1 full point for both correct answers. Arsenal and Chelsea competed in the 2002 FA Cup final. Who were the losing FA Cup semi-finalists?
Arsenal and
Chelsea was the final. Who were the losing semi-finalists? I feel like he's got an answer.
yeah, but it's the correct one. I'm just picking the two like teams that I knew were doing all right at the time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go. Some of these answers are for good reason.
Question 15.
Yeah.
Which club knocked both Liverpool and Manchester United out of the Champions League? Which club knocked both Liverpool and Manchester United out of the Champions League?
I've got an answer. I don't know if it's right, but we'll find out. Isn't it?
Question 16. I really want you to get this one, Suj.
Okay, I'm hoping so.
Whose shot was saved by Fabian Barthez before Sylvain Wiltord scored the rebound in Arsenal's win that clinched the title at Old Trafford in May? Whose shot was saved by Fabian Barthez before Sylvain Wiltord scored the rebound in Arsenal's win that clinched the title at Old Trafford? Technically, that's who got the assist. Question 17.
That's one thing I need to do. Is the pod out with the cheating bastard Adam Pritchard?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
That's on my list today. I'll be having a listen and then tweeting some of you.
Lots of cheese puns, I heard.
Oh, was it? Maybe that was a theme.
If we ain't made an appearance in there, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Question 17. Which side won the UEFA Cup in their own stadium beating Borussia Dortmund 3-2 in the final? Which side won the UEFA Cup in their own stadium, beating Borussia Dortmund 3-2 in the final? There's lots of writing going on from Suj.
Yeah, because I wrote an answer and then I scribbled out.
Question 18. Are you ready, Suj?
I'm ready.
Which goalkeeper kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League that season? Which goalkeeper kept the most clean sheets? It's not club, because I believe there were 2 clubs finished on the joint most for clean sheets.
Right,
so it is
okay.
Which goalkeeper?
Interesting. All right. I've got an answer anyway.
Question 19.
Mm-hmm.
Which side, who had been relegated from the Premier League the previous season, scored 108 goals on their way to winning the championship title? Which side, who had been relegated from the Premier League the previous season, so 2000-2001, scored 108 goals in 01-02 on their way to winning the championship title, and thus returning to the Premier League? Suj is deep in thought.
I'm going to put an answer down that I think.
He's got one.
But I know who got relegated the season after, 2002-03.
Yeah, me too, mate. Do you want me to name all 3 clubs? Or do you just want me to remind you again that you were the best team that ever got relegated?
Until Norwich go down this year, right?
Yeah, listen, Norwich ain't going to go down on 42 points. I'm telling you that now, mate.
True.
Question 20.
Yep.
I'm going to read you out the goalkeeper and the back 4 from the PFA team of the season for that season. One of the players I'm going to read out is a lie.
Oh.
And there's one player from each club. Goalkeeper, Shay Given of Newcastle. Right back, Steve Finnan of Fulham. Centre back, Rio Ferdinand of Leeds. Centre back, Sami Hyypiä of Liverpool. And left back, Ashley Cole of Arsenal. That is from the PFA team of the season 01-02. One of those is a lie and was not in that team. The choices are Shay Given, Steve Finnan, Rio Ferdinand, Sami Hyypiä, and Ashley Cole. One of those is a lie. Which one is the lie? I'm not asking you to get the player that was in instead, just which one's the lie.
Right. I have answers for all of them, James. I don't have an answer for number 7. I don't have an answer for number 7. Other than that, I'm good.
All right, I'll just skim through these. So question 1 was which 2 players did Chelsea buy from Barcelona? Half a point for 1 correct, 1 point for both. Question 2, which club started the Premier League season in a new stadium? Question 3, again, half a point for 1, 1 point for both. Which 2 goalkeepers did Liverpool buy? Question 4, who made their competitive England debut in the 5-1 win in Germany? Question 5, who was the Premier League's top goal scorer? Henry, Hasselbank, Shearer, or Van Nistelrooy? Question 6, who stood in for Gerard Houllier when he had heart surgery as Liverpool manager? Question 7, who scored England's first goal in the 2-2 draw with Greece? Obviously, David Beckham got the other. Question 8, who scored the hat-trick in the 4-4 draw between Charlton and West Ham? Question 9, who got the 10,000th Premier League goal? Question 10, where did Villa buy Crouch from? Question 11, who scored the winning goal for Blackburn in the League Cup final against Tottenham? Question 12, who had the most assists in the Premier League that season? Bergkamp, Giggs, Pires, or Robert? Question 13, who replaced Who did David Moyes replace as Everton manager? Question 14. Who were the two losing FA Cup semi-finalists? Again, half a point for one correct, 1 point for both. Question 15. Who knocked both Liverpool and United out of the Champions League? Question 16. Whose shot was saved by Barthez before Wiltord scored in Arsenal's win at Old Trafford? Question 17. Who won the UEFA Cup in their own stadium? 18. Which goalkeeper kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League? Question 19 was essentially who won the championship that season. And question 20, which of those 5 players from the PFA team of the season was a lie? Given, Finnan, Rio Ferdinand, Hippier, Ashley Cole.
Question 8, mate. Question 8.
Question 8.
Charlton West Ham game. I don't have any memory. So
insane game of football, by the way.
I'm just trying to think of. All right, I know what I'm going with.
You know you're going with.
Yeah, it's probably wrong, but we'll go for it.
I'm sure it's wrong.
Right. So let's see this pen. This pen is blue.
Okay.
I know it's well. The pen itself is blue. The ink is black. I'm going to get a different coloured pen now because I don't want the internet to think that I'm a.
Suj, we're going to ask you what your answers are.
That's true.
So it doesn't make a difference, mate.
I just want to mark it. I just want to put red all over my my page. I don't.
Okay.
Yellow.
All right. Can I just say as well, guys, love that people post on Twitter with their scores, etc. Please don't post pictures of your answers. It does ruin it for other people. Please, if you want to respond and say, I got 16 out of 20, great, brilliant, we done, well done. Please don't post the pictures of your answers for a little while at least. Anyway, give other people a chance to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Answer, Suj?
Okay. Where are we going?
Question 1, mate. What you got?
Oh, do you know what? I wrote down Chelsea, Barcelona, and I didn't write down any players. 2001-2. I'm trying
Would you like me to give you a moment, Suj?
I've got one.
Go on, then.
Solomon Kalou.
Incorrect.
Okay. How was I doing there on
Mastermind? Better.
No. So am I in the right era with Solomon Kalou? He was around that time.
You're a bit early, mate.
Oh, I'm a bit early.
You're quite a bit early.
All right, so I'm going to take a big fat 0 on this. Who did Chelsea buy from Barcelona?
2 very well-known Premier League players, probably more for what they did at other clubs, in all honesty. Emmanuel Petit.
Okay.
And Budivine Zenden. Petit had obviously previously played for Arsenal. Zenden went on to Liverpool, Middlesbrough. He might have even gone somewhere else as well.
Ah.
Suj, I've got faith in you that you've got question 2. You seemed quite confident.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like the Emirates had its 10-year anniversary a couple of years ago. So I'm just trying to think who moved into a new stadium around then. I went with the Emirates, but I'm going to change my mind.
We'll first say that Arsenal moved into the Emirates in 2006. Go on.
Yeah, Riverside, Middlesbrough.
Riverside, motherfuckers, is incorrect.
0.
Middlesbrough moved into the Riverside, I think, 1995. Might have been a bit earlier, actually, but I think that's when they come back up to the Prem. I'm not sure if that was their first season there or not when they moved from Ayresome Park. The correct answer is St Mary's, Southampton. They opened in game week 2 with a 2-0 defeat to Chelsea. And the first player to score in the stadium was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. With a header, actually.
Fair play.
Question 3. Suj, do you have either of the Liverpool goalkeepers?
Who knows, James? I've got down Jerzy Dudek and David James.
Have half.
Dudek's one?
Jerzy Dudek is correct. Was the easier one of the 2 to get. Obviously, went on to play for Liverpool in the 2005 Champions League final. David James would have joined Liverpool. My God, Suj. I think even when the Premier League started, I think about 92.
Oh, fine.
I
I
think he would have already
was trying to
moved
think when
on.
he played for us. I
In
thought he
fact,
was.
I was just about to say, I think he was at West Ham then, mate.
Mm. I do remember him, obviously around the FA Cup final.
The
So,
other correct answer was Chris Kirkland,
right.
who Liverpool got in from Coventry originally as understudy.
Yeah.
He was a really good goalkeeper, suffered terribly with injuries, and then later on confidence. He became quite a bad goalkeeper by the time he ended up at Wigan.
Mm.
The answers that you have for number 4.
Wayne Bridge.
It's a good shout, that actually. I don't mind that. It's incorrect.
Okay.
I actually think that's timing wise. That's a good shout. Bit
Okay.
controversial to actually say English. The correct answer is Owen Hargreaves.
Ah. I suppose I heard. Do I hear a crying baby?
Oh my God, could you hear him?
Yeah, just a little.
Oh shit.
He's moaning.
Harry,
Nah,
keep it
he's all
down, man.
right. he's upset with how hard your questions are, mate. That's what he's having a go.
All right, question 5. Who was the Premier League's top scorer that season, Suj?
I went with B, Jimmy Floyd.
Thierry Henry got 24. Hasselbank, 23. Shearer, 23. Van Nistelrooy, 23. The correct answer is Thierry Henry.
I thought it was a little early for Henry. I didn't think he was prime then, but clearly he was.
He got a couple in the last game against Everton. I think got him to it.
Yeah, that's when that's really came to the fore, didn't he?
Yeah, what a player.
Mm.
I mean, obviously Arsenal had an unbelievable run to win that season. It was very competitive around Christmas time. Leeds, Newcastle, Liverpool all looked like it was going to be in a shout. Man United were dead and buried in December, went down to about 8th, and by the end of January they were top. It was a good season, and Arsenal pulled away with a great run at the end. Question 6. Have you got an answer, Suj, for who stood in for Gerard Houllier?
King Kenny Dalglish?
I can see the theory behind that. No, that's not right, unfortunately.
Okay.
The correct answer is Phil Thompson, who was Houlier's assistant. So actually stood in while Houllier was away. Houllier always, suffered with terrible heart problems. He had a small spell when he was manager at Villa as well, where he had to take some time out. It was quite serious. He basically got taken ill at half time during that game. People didn't know about it till after the game and that. Question 7 says, do you have an answer for the England player that also scored alongside David Beckham against Greece at Old Trafford?
I went with Stevie G.
Yeah, it's a fair shout. The correct answer is Teddy Sheringham.
Teddy.
Who people might also remember was begging Beckham to take that last free kick. Beckham had missed quite a few, but was close enough. Teddy wanted to take it.
He's always close. Yeah.
Goodness that he didn't.
Beck's his right foot, eh?
What a goal. That's got to be up there with
Shearer or Sheringham, but I thought there would be a too obvious an answer to go with.
That's got to be up there with one of the greatest England goals of all time, I'd say.
Yeah, because of the importance of the occasion.
To do that as well.
The pressure in the situation.
You forget how far out he was as well. He was 30 yards out, mate, and he's put it top in. And there's a brilliant angle of that from behind the goal where, as he hits it originally, the keeper thinks it's coming straight at him. But he used to get so much inside swaz on those things, mate.
Adidas Predators.
Question 8. Which player scored the hat-trick in the 4-4 Charlton West Ham game, Suj? You won't get this.
I went with Bobby Zamora, but that's not right.
Bobby Zamora?
Well, I was thinking, was Darren Bent at Charlton at the time? And he was my first go-to answer.
It's slightly early for both of those.
Yeah. It's too early. Yeah, go on. Who was?
It's tough, and the reason it's tough as well is because he wasn't really a regular starter. I think quite a few here might have put Jonathan Johansson, which is incorrect. I think otherwise people would have gravitated towards Freddie Canute, who didn't play. The correct answer is Paul Kitson. Hardly played. It was backup essentially to Canute, obviously Di Canio. Jermaine Defoe scored his first West Ham goal in that fixture, coming on as a substitute. And obviously,
Okay.
West Ham had basically poached him from Charlton.
Right.
The player scored a 10,000th Premier League goal, Suj. I'll give you a clue. I was there.
Oh, that doesn't.
You're too late now. Who have you got?
I had Zola.
Zola's a decent shout, but it's incorrect.
Okay.
I was there. Does it help you?
I just before I'm going to give myself half a point every time you've said it's a good shout. I think that's the only fair, don't you think?
I ain't going to say that again.
Okay. At Spurs, ooh, David Ginola.
No, he's already gone to Villa, mate.
Oh, okay. No.
Les Ferdinand. Scored the first in a 4-0 win against Fulham. Remarkably, it was such a big deal made of it. And I think it was about 8 games kicked off at 3 o'clock. Ferdinand scored after about 20 minutes and it was the first goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Remarkable. Question 10. Where did Villa get Crouch from, Suj?
Up and down Southampton.
Oh, he's in the bar, mate. It's Portsmouth.
Oh.
His first spell at Portsmouth is where Villa got Peter Crouch from. He obviously then went back to Portsmouth later. From Villa, he went to, so he was Tottenham, QPR, Portsmouth, Villa, Southampton, Liverpool, Portsmouth again, Tottenham again, Stoke. Have I missed anyone out? It's a bit of a slag, weren't he, really, Crouch?
Liverpool.
He won't mind that. He's a podcast king anyway.
Yeah, he did get about a bit.
Who scored the winner for Blackburn against Spurs in the 01-02 League Cup final, Suj? Question 11.
I went with a bit of a left field pick here, Colin Hendry.
That's not just left field, mate. That's different decade.
I don't know.
The correct answer is a name that you will all know very well and a player.
Tim Sherwood?
No, we're more well known than that, mate. They bought him from Manchester United during that season. The correct answer is Andy Cole.
Goal King Cole. So we've got to question 11 and I've got half a point so far, James.
Some people might have none.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm sure there aren't, but yeah. maybe my idea that people could get the lot here was a little bit ambitious. I think some people will have done very well. We're going to give you a pass anyway, Suj, because you reckon you were in Russia, which essentially...
I was living in Russia.
It's a different bloody continent, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Australia it is gone.
And if I was in Russia at 21, all I'd have been doing is drinking vodka, mate. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Question 12.
Beer, mate. Beer. Baltica.
Come on, Suj. Multiple choice. Who got the most assists in the Premier League?
I went with D. Robert just because it would have been the left field pick.
Dennis Bergkamp got 12. Ryan Giggs got 12. Robert Perez got 15.
Oof.
Lauren Robert got 11. The correct answer by a little bit of a distance there is Robert Perez, who had an unbelievable season until he got injured in an FA Cup Cup final replay with Newcastle at Highbury. Brilliant season. Top player. 13, Suj, you got an answer? So who replaced David Moyes? Or who did David Moyes replace, rather?
Yeah, I don't like giving my answers when they're so blatantly wrong, James.
You might have this.
Kendall?
Howard Kendall, did you say?
Yeah.
No, you're not too far off there. Howard Kendall had a second spell at Everton in the late 90s. The correct answer is a name very familiar to Rangers fans. It's Walter Smith.
Yeah, you are right.
I know I'm right. It's my fucking questions, mate.
Walter Smith. Close. I've been close on a few. I'll take it.
14. 2 chances here, Suj. Half a point for one right. I don't think you got either of these. But which two lost the FA Cup semi-finals to Arsenal and Chelsea, respectively?
I went Man United and Leeds.
Both incorrect. Both of these sides lost 1-0. Arsenal beat Middlesbrough 1-0 in an afternoon kickoff at Old Trafford. own goal by Gianluca Festa, I think it was. And in a 7 o'clock kickoff, weirdly, at Villa Park, Chelsea beat Fulham 1-0 with a goal from a very young John Terry. So the correct answers are Fulham and Middlesbrough, who were both Premier League clubs at the time and quite stable mid-table Premier League clubs.
Yep.
Question 15, Suj. Did you get the team that knocked Liverpool and Manchester United out of the Champions League?
I'm going to say my answer, but I don't know if it's right. I put Porto.
Nah. I can see why you thought that. Porto were 0-4 when they got to the final under Mourinho.
I was just trying to think, who could it be? Didn't want to go with someone obvious. So
do you remember who was in the final that year?
No.
If I said to you Zidane goal, would that help you?
Real?
Who did they beat in the final?
Arsenal.
Nah. They're all screaming it down the audio, mate. The correct answer is Bayer Leverkusen. Beat Liverpool in the quarterfinals and then beat Manchester United on away goals in the semi-final after a 2-2 at Old Trafford and a 1-1 at the Bayer Arena in the semi-final. That was back when it had 2 group stages. So there was only then the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then
the final.
So yeah, Bayer knocked out both of those and obviously denied what would have been a Liverpool-Manchester United semi-final as well, which when the draw was made, you used to get the quarters and the semis together. Everybody thought it was going to be Liverpool, and I think United beat Deportivo in the quarterfinal, having really suffered against Deportivo in the first group stage as well. Question 16. Come on, Suj. Who got the assist at Old Trafford for Sylvain Wiltord?
I went with the Romford Pele and just put Ray Parlour down. But now that you've got Robert Pires had the most assists, I'm going to go with Robert Pires. Because it must have been one of his 15 assists, surely.
The correct answer is Freddie Ljungberg.
Red.
Yeah, broke the tackle, hit the shot, Bartes parried it, and Wiltord, or as Martin Tyler screamed, Wiltord, scored. Are you going to get one of these, Suj?
Chances are very low.
Okay, cool.
But the last question is multiple choice. So
yeah, multiple choice has not done you any favours so far, mate. Question 17. Which side won the UEFA Cup in their own stadium, beating Dortmund 3-2 in the final?
Valencia?
Nah. Correct answer is the side that plays at De Kuip. It is Feyenoord.
Valencia had a decent run in European competitions, I think.
We would have been in the Champions League. Obviously, they got to the Champions League finals in 2000 and 2001, losing to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, respectively.
That's probably what I was thinking of when they had their good run in.
They wouldn't have been in the UEFA Cup, mate. They had a super side. They were certainly every bit equal of Barcelona and Real Madrid during that period. Spanish football was in a great place at that time, with Deportivo had an amazing side as well.
And this is pre-Atletico, right?
Yeah, Atletico weren't really about at that period. They did win one odd title one year, but there was I think Real Sociedad won the league one year as well. Might have been 2000 or 2001. So La Liga was very competitive, very far away from what we see now, where it's really monopolised by Barca, Real, and Atletico doing amazing to kind of hang in there with those two giants.
Yep.
Question 18. Which goalkeeper kept the most clean sheets?
I just put that Peter Schmeichel, but I didn't even know if he was in goal at Man United at the time.
He was in goal for Aston Villa at the time.
Was he?
Would you like me to tell you that is the correct answer, Suj?
Well, if it is the correct answer, I don't want you to lie to me and tell me it's the correct answer just for shits and giggles. So if it is the correct answer...
Obviously it's not, no.
Sure, so don't lie to me.
The correct answer is Nigel Martin of Leeds United. I didn't write it down, but I think 18, I think. I think it was actually Jerzy Dudek was one behind. Having obviously joined Liverpool at the end of August, early September. I think Liverpool and Leeds had the joint most clean sheets.
He was a good goalkeeper, Nigel Martin, definitely.
Very good at his peak. He was quite unlucky that he had David Seaman in the way for England. Otherwise, he would have played a lot more for England. But then when you think of Nigel Martyn for England, everybody remembers the clangor against Romania in Euro 2000 when Seaman picked up an injury pre-game. He really blew his chance then. The Seaman was at an aging period where if Martin had come in a big game like that and done well, he could have even kept the shirt.
Yeah.
So really disappointing. He was a very good goalkeeper. Even before his Leeds days, he was very good at Palace as a kid. Good goalkeeper. I think he might have been the most expensive British goalkeeper for quite a while, actually. Very cheap, modest, but I think he was for a while the most expensive British goalkeeper. 19.
I put Middlesbrough down. I'm not confident in that one at all.
The correct answer, and this shows how football has evolved, kids, is Manchester City. Manchester City obviously got relegated to Division 2, which would now be League 1 to the modern day listeners, in 1998. That famous playoff final against Gillingham in 1999. Yeah. Came through again straight away, then got relegated straight away under Joe Royle, came straight back up under Kevin Keegan in that season, and then played 02-03. And I think that was probably the last Main Road before they moved to the Etihad.
Okay, I felt like they'd come back up to the Premier League a little later than that. That's why I didn't go with City.
No.
But obviously they've been around for a while now, stable.
Question 20, Suj.
Just get me to a whole point.
Which player was the light?
I went with Steve Finnan. It was either Shay Given or Steve Finnan. I reckon the others were okay. Hippier had a good season. I can understand Ashley Cole. I can understand Rio Ferdinand. The other two, meh. But that was the year Fulham got to the. Was it the year they got to the Europa League final? No. Too late. So then it's got to be Finnan.
About 8 years early. So it's 2010 Fulham got to Europa League.
Fine.
Final.
So Steve Finnan.
The correct answer is Ashley Cole.
Who was the left back in the team then, eh?
Hold your seats, mate. Was an answer that you gave earlier, Suj. Was Wayne Bridge.
Okay.
Southampton was in that PFA team of the season. Remarkably. I can't remember how good or bad Wayne Bridge was. Southampton, after a very bad start, had a good season. But hard to think that he was probably better than Ashley Cole in that season. I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Obviously, the two of them as left-backs both went to the World Cup in the England squad together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. How many did you get overall, Suj?
A half a point for Jersey Dudek. Not bad. I think next time I might have to do some swatting up on the season that we talk about in terms of the quiz.
It's tough if you don't remember the year. I'm sure there's a lot of probably younger listeners who are listening and like, James, I don't know what you're talking about. That's fine. But I think a lot of people of my age will have done very well on that. I would expect most people who fancy themselves to be in and about the 15 area with answers. Yeah.
And we will
find out how wrong I was. What's that?
So we will find out over the course of the next 24, 48, 36 hours.
I'd say so.
Or 72 hours. So if you do take part in the quiz, obviously do it fairly. Tweet in the thread of the tweet at Planet FPL Pod that comes out with your score, and we will be looking eagle-eyed and any of
no pictures.
Sharks. Yeah, don't take pictures of your answers. What do we have left this week, James? Well,
rearranged. Now we will be doing Thursday throwback tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Leeds United's 1991-92 season, the last season before it became the Premier League. I described them earlier in the week as the forgotten champions. I feel like they are. So we're going to have a look at that. That really is a throwback. Suj can't remember 01-02, so God knows what it's going to be like with 91-92. And on Friday, we're now doing the People's Poll on Friday in relation to the National League crisis. Just a note on that, Suj, there was some good news coming out of Barnet last night.
Yep.
That apparently a lot of the people they put on notice, they will now not need to. So hopefully, actually, by the time Friday comes around, we might have some announcement on the National League in terms of where that's going, what the conclusion is, and what financial implications may well be, because there's some meetings happening this week with the FA.
I mean, it's a horrible situation for so many people. I can understand why Barnet did what they did. I think it was more a process-driven thing of the first step, if we have to let people go, is let them know that we might have to go.
But I think the problem was football got called off, and Barnet put an announcement out within hours. You were like, wow, their situation must be catastrophic.
And it's not going to be good.
No, not at all. But looking at what the chairman, Theo, whatever his name is, said last night, it looks
Tony
like it's not as bad. Yeah, Theo. It's not as bad as we originally thought. But yeah, we're going to have a look at that on Friday.
Perfect. So guys, thanks for tuning in. We hope this lockdown's not driving you crazy. If you enjoyed the quiz, do let us know. We are going to be doing more of these in the coming weeks as well, week in, week out, until and when we get some real football back. Do share the quiz with all your football-loving friends, family, and anybody else. Maybe even get a group together and play together, pause and stop and have a chat about it. But thank you for all of the kind wishes over this lockdown, and we'll be back at you tomorrow. Ciao for now.
Yeah, you can
go
do
for
it,
mate.
Just a shout out before we finish. Our friends at the Wolfpack have also released a quiz. So if you need more quizzing,
nice.
They've got something that they've done as well. I think theirs was a World Cup themed. I think.
Nice. That'll be good. So there we go. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao for now.
Cue music, man. Shall be nice to everybody. Have a nice day.